day. Hopefully everybody's doing well. Today's 5-minute book review is going to be on American Sniper by Chris Kyle. Now, first off, just a little background on Chris Kyle. He is America's #1 sniper to date as far as confirmed kills. He has over 160 confirmed kills. He is currently deceased. Unfortunately, he was killed in a range accident. He brought another member of the military who was suffering from post-traumatic stress disorder onto the range in an attempt to rehabilitate and resituate him into society, and this person turned the gun on him and another person that was with him on the range and killed Chris Kyle. Chris Kyle was a Navy SEAL sniper, like I said before, and he's the #1 sniper in American history with over 160 confirmed kills. And he says in the book he's probably got more, something like 250. However, the criteria for being documented as having a certain amount of kills is all contingent upon whether there was a witness or not, and if you can extract the body and have evidence that the person was actually killed or not in warfare. Chris Kyle was also known by his enemies as the Devil of Ramadi, and they put a bounty on his head. So in other words, they had a reward for killing him because he was so devastating in the Iraqi war, which is where he fought most of his campaign. Now, to get to the book, I'm going to make a little bit of comparisons and difference here from the book to the movie. The movie just came out. I thought it was excellent. The book focuses more on his military career and, as he says, being in a quote-unquote target-rich environment, which in other words is saying he talked a lot about his role as a shooter and his role in military operations, whereas the movie focused a little bit more about his personal life and his family life and things like that. They sort of Hollywoodized, if you want to use that word, the movie, but I thought both were very good. There's some differences, but both are very, very good. Now, just to do a quick overview on the book, the beginning of the book starts with him in what's called BUDS training, which is basically the indoctrination phase of the SEALs. Very mentally and physically grueling tasks he was performing. They used to get wet and sandy, as they called it. They would sit in the cold surf and be set up for tasks that are very rigorous. Long runs on the beach, paddling boats, and all sorts of ideas like this. Lots and lots of training in weaponry. When he was younger, he wanted to be like a ranch hand. He grew up in Texas, and he fell off a horse in a bull riding or a horse riding accident and broke both his wrists, so he thought he was going to be disqualified from the military. And eventually, as the book goes, talks about how he was later accepted after some of this stuff was sort of swept under the rug and became a SEAL. Now, one sort of thing that I found interesting was when he was deployed to Iraq, there were a number of insurgents that were coming across the river, the Tigris or the Euphrates, one or the other, and they had armor on, right? So heavy armor, and he said they were clearly enemy combatant type people. So he knew that they were, potential targets. And he says that they were taking large, colorful beach balls to hold and bring them across the river. And so instead of actually shooting them, he shot the beach balls out and let them drown. He actually waited till they got about halfway across the river, which I thought was kind of amusing in this sort of macabre way, but interesting nonetheless. Chris Kyle talks a lot about in the book how he was very unapologetic. In his mind, it was the 3 criteria was God first, then country, then family, and I think the movie really conveyed that very well. As it went along, the movie is portraying him to shoot a child, when in reality, even in the prologue of the book, it's actually a woman who's holding a grenade, and not necessarily a child. So you want to keep an eye out for that, between the difference between the book and the movie. And basically, other than that, the book ends on a very similar note to the movie, where he talks about his rehabilitation, coming home, and reindoctrination back into society. As far as the book goes, I thought it was very good. I read it in less than 2 weeks. It's an easy read, so if you want to pick it up, American Sniper by Chris Kyle. All right, and if you have any questions or comments, you want to leave them in the comments section. I'll be more than happy to correspond and get back to you. Thanks for listening, and have a good day. See you later.